Growing up, she was really, really happy, healthy girl. And that changed around grade 10. The first time I noticed the drinking became an issue was in grade 12. She was out with her friends and they brought her home, and one of them came running to the front door and asking us to come and get her because she basically rolled out of the car and she was on the ground. And so that was probably the worst time when she was in school. She was putting herself in unsafe situations. I believe that's where some of the trauma started for her. And her father and I spent many nights driving around trying to locate her. One time, even in the middle of nowhere with no address, we had to drive around at 2:30 in the morning trying to locate her. We didn't give up. We found her. We figured we'd go until we saw lights on somewhere in the area, remote area she kind of described. So, and we got her home. This time in her life and our life, it was like a roller coaster, and we were on highs and lows, ups and downs. And the downs were good, the ups weren't so good. Very stressful, just disrupted the whole family, including her brother. And my husband and I would get upset with each other. He thought I was enabling when I went to her place and did all the cleaning up. And I always say to him that with First Nations, with our people, we don't push our loved ones away, we pull them closer. I try not to blame myself, but I guess how we coped with it and how we dealt with it could have been better. It wasn't working for us to talk at her. We had to find a way to talk with her. Having a good dialogue with her about it, and not blaming. And then she started focusing on the trauma healing, and she did take a trauma program with one of our nations. And so we were working together. We did things that we wouldn't normally do. We did the new harm reduction model of helping her detox prior to treatment. And then she was also working with a really, really good doctor who focused on healing the brain. And when we just focused on that and not on the substance, then she was doing better. Back in the mid-90s, I was presented with a drum, and the story on the back of the drum said, "The journey home has many paths like the legs of the octopus." And for my daughter, I believe when she's focused on her health and focusing on the culture, then we're paddling smoothly forward, because you can't paddle a canoe unless you're all working together. So paddling along with her and working beside her and, kind of walking with her through her journey. And that's learning for us. I mean, my husband's 67, I'm 65, and we're letting go. Because in the first few months of her sobriety and her healthy journey, we were worried. And I said, I don't want to go to that place where families go and they can't believe someone can actually change. And I said, we have to get out of that mindset and just trust her. So that's what we're trying to do, just trust.